Most people assume dogs see humans in very simple ways. Feed them, walk them, give them attention, and eventually the dog becomes attached. But after spending years observing dogs closely, I started realizing some dogs form bonds with humans that feel far deeper than routine or convenience alone. Certain dogs begin organizing their emotional world around one trusted person, almost like that person becomes part of their internal sense of safety itself. That does not mean dogs literally believe humans are dogs or biological parents. What it often means is that the dog begins treating one human as the central emotional anchor they trust most when life feels uncertain, stressful, confusing, or emotionally overwhelming. One thing that first made me notice this was watching how dogs behave when something unexpected suddenly happens. A dog may seem independent, confident, and socially comfortable most of the time, but the moment stress or uncertainty enters the environment, many dogs immediately begin searching for one specific person without hesitation. And that reaction is rarely random. Dogs usually move toward the human they trust most emotionally when they are trying to feel safe, regulated, or reassured again. One moment completely changed how I understood this. I once watched a dog at a crowded outdoor festival suddenly become nervous when loud construction machinery started nearby, and almost instantly the dog stopped exploring, moved directly beside the owner, and kept glancing upward toward that person every few seconds while deciding how to react to the situation. What stood out most was not obedience. It was emotional orientation. The calmer the owner remained, the calmer the dog became, almost as if the dog was borrowing emotional stability directly from the human standing beside them. That moment revealed something powerful about attachment in dogs. Deeply bonded dogs often use trusted humans as emotional reference points when the environment itself suddenly feels uncertain or overwhelming. The first major sign your dog may think of you as family is constant emotional check-ins during daily life. Many deeply attached dogs quietly monitor trusted humans throughout the day without owners even realizing how frequently it happens. This can look like brief glances during walks, checking where you are inside the house, watching your reaction to unfamiliar situations, or reconnecting visually before deciding how strongly they themselves should react to something new. Individually, these behaviors look tiny, but emotionally they reveal a tremendous amount of trust and attachment. Another major sign is that your dog visibly settles faster once near you during stressful situations. Dogs that feel emotionally safe with someone often regulate anxiety, fear, tension, or uncertainty much more effectively once that trusted person is close by. This becomes especially noticeable during thunderstorms, fireworks, crowded environments, veterinary visits, emotionally tense households, unfamiliar guests, or loud chaotic situations where the dog begins looking for emotional stability. Some dogs quietly sit nearby while others physically lean closer or simply refuse to leave the same room as the person they trust most. The important detail is not clinginess alone. The important detail is emotional decompression. Many dogs visibly soften physically once they feel reassured by the trusted person's presence. One thing that surprised me repeatedly was how differently deeply attached dogs behaved around humans they merely liked compared to humans they truly trusted emotionally. Around deeply trusted people, many dogs appeared softer, calmer, more expressive, more playful, and far more relaxed overall. The body language often changed completely. Even serious or naturally alert dogs frequently seemed able to finally switch off mentally around the person they trusted most. The second major sign your dog may see you as family is vulnerable relaxation around you. Dogs generally only expose vulnerable behavior fully when they feel emotionally safe internally and no longer feel the need to remain constantly alert. This can include sleeping deeply nearby, exposing the stomach naturally, sighing while resting beside you, stretching comfortably around you, maintaining relaxed eye contact, or calmly remaining close without anxiety or hypervigilance. A dog that can fully relax mentally around someone is usually showing enormous emotional trust. One thing dogs constantly reveal is how deeply emotional safety matters in relationships. Dogs that trust someone completely often stop feeling the need to constantly scan the environment while near that person because the nervous system finally feels settled enough to rest. Another major sign is emotional mirroring. Dogs strongly attached to humans frequently absorb emotional atmosphere from trusted people much more than owners realize. Calm humans often help dogs relax faster, while nervous or emotionally reactive humans frequently create more alertness and uncertainty unintentionally. Many dogs closely monitor posture, pacing, tension, breathing changes, and emotional energy from trusted people almost non-stop during stressful situations. One thing that changed my perspective completely was watching rescue dogs slowly develop these attachment behaviors over time. Initially, many emotionally guarded dogs accepted food, care, and routines while still remaining psychologically cautious and distant. Then slowly, subtle changes began appearing. Longer eye contact. Softer body posture. Calm following instead of nervous shadowing. Voluntary comfort seeking. Deep relaxed sleep nearby. The emotional transformation usually happened quietly long before dramatic behavioral changes became obvious externally. The third major sign your dog may think of you as family is seeking reassurance from you before reacting to uncertainty. Many dogs repeatedly look toward trusted humans almost as if asking, "Should I worry? Is this safe? How should I react?" This becomes especially obvious around strangers, sudden noises, unfamiliar environments, crowded areas, or emotionally tense situations where the dog feels uncertain internally. Deeply attached dogs often emotionally reference trusted humans before deciding how strongly they themselves should respond. One thing many people misunderstand is that emotionally attached dogs are not necessarily weak, needy, or insecure dogs. Even highly confident dogs frequently emotionally orient around trusted humans during uncertainty because attachment and emotional trust are completely different from weakness. The fourth major sign is meaningful reunion behavior after separation. Most dogs enjoy seeing familiar people return home, but deeply attached dogs often display something emotionally deeper than excitement alone. Some visibly soften the moment the trusted person walks through the door. Some stop pacing or scanning the environment. Some finally relax enough to sleep properly. Others simply remain close afterward because the return of the trusted human restores emotional stability again. One thing that surprised me repeatedly was how many dogs looked emotionally relieved rather than merely excited during reunions. The trusted person returning often seemed to restore calmness to the dog's internal world again. Another hidden truth about attachment is that dogs usually build these deep emotional bonds through thousands of repeated small experiences rather than dramatic moments alone. Predictable care, calm guidance, emotional steadiness, safe boundaries, protection during stress, and consistent routines quietly build enormous trust over time. Dogs generally attach most deeply to humans who make life feel emotionally understandable and safe rather than emotionally chaotic or unpredictable. Emotional stability matters far more to dogs than many owners realize. The fifth major sign your dog may see you as family is calm proximity without anxiety. There is a huge difference between a dog following someone because they feel emotionally secure versus following because they feel panicked or hyper-dependent. Secure attachment usually looks soft, calm, and emotionally settled. Some deeply bonded dogs simply enjoy resting near trusted humans because proximity itself feels emotionally reassuring and safe without the dog appearing frantic, tense, or hyper-alert. The more I observed these patterns, the more I realized many dogs truly do experience trusted humans almost like emotional family inside their world. Not because humans replace dogs biologically, but because certain people become central to the dog's feelings of reassurance, comfort, predictability, safety, and emotional stability. And once you begin recognizing those attachment behaviors clearly, the relationship between humans and dogs starts feeling much deeper than simple ownership ever could.